Hi everyone, I'm here in a fabulous Paul Sims home, currently under construction. But what we're here to talk to you today on how to buy one of these fabulous homes is how to get it financed. And with me is Steve Dick with Cardinal Home Financing. Steve, we're going to talk about the hometown program that we've talked about. And this is an opportunity with everything going on in the economy and the rates up and this and that. This is a great opportunity for someone who would qualify for this program to purchase a home. So the first question that we're going to ask Steve today is, first of all, tell us a little bit about the program and tell us, how do you qualify?
So Roy, it is the best program I know of right now. It's for first responders, teachers, firemen, nurses, doctors. It's about 100 different professions that are on there. Give us a call to see if your profession qualifies. And it's also for active duty and retired military. It's for first-time home buyers, meaning they haven't owned a home within the last 3 years, unless there's an exception to that, and that is for veterans and active duty. They do not have to be first-time home buyers.
Perfect. So what we're hearing is, for those that have not purchased a home in the last, or own a home in the last 3 years, they would qualify as a first-time home buyer.
Yes.
But with veterans, whether they're retired or still active, they get the program, but the other ones, they would have to be currently employed and non-retired for this program, correct?
Right. It's not for retired teachers. You've got to be working in that field.
Perfect.
You can't be working as an office manager but have a teaching degree. Okay. You got to be a working teacher, that type of thing.
Perfect. So, teachers here in Bay County, teachers, police officers, firemen, veterans, whether you're retired or non-retired or active duty for the veterans, call us. We're going to give you some more information about this program. Now, as far as how much they qualify, let's talk about this. My understanding is they get up to $25,000 towards your down payment and closing costs, but explain how all that works, Steve.
So that's a great question, Roy. It is up to 5% of whatever your loan amount is, maxing out at 25. So not everybody gets $25,000. If you have a $200,000 loan, you're going to get $10,000. Now, one of the really cool things about the program that a lot of people forget about is not only do you get the assistance, but you don't have to pay doc stamps and intangible tax. Now, there's still doc stamps on the deed, but the typical buyer cost of doc stamps and intangible tax, you don't have to pay that. So on a $350,000 mortgage, you're talking, almost a couple $1,000s that you don't have to pay on top of the assistance.
Okay, perfect. So we have a customer. They come out and they're purchasing a house, and let's say the house is $350,000.
Right.
How much would they qualify for that down payment and closing cost assistance to be covered?
So if their loan amount is $350,000, they're going to get 5% of $350,000. And they can use that however they want. For example, if you're doing an FHA loan, you can use your 5% to cover your 3.5% down, and then you still got 1.5% that you can apply towards closing costs. If you're a veteran where you don't have to put any money down, you can use all the money to cover your closing costs, and then let's say that your closing costs are $10,000. Now I got an extra $15,000 left over. I can just apply that towards the down payment.
Perfect. So, with all this being covered, you mentioned a key word here, FHA loans, and we're talking about VA. So what loans would this program qualify for? Like VA, FHA, if we've got a customer out there looking at the different variables out there.
So we've got all the basics ones. We've got FHA, we've got VA, we've got conventional. And here was a neat thing that I did for a client. He was in the military, but he was only in there for a very short period of time. He did not stay in long enough to have VA eligibility. But he was an honorably discharged veteran, and because of that, what I did was I did an FHA loan for him under the program. So he couldn't do VA, but instead we took that assistance and we had him go with an FHA loan instead. And basically for the program as a whole, you need to have at least a 640 credit score. Income can't exceed, I think in Bay County, it's $118,950. And there's some little quirks that we don't want to go into the minutia on that, but there's some things that can be done to maybe help that out a little bit as far as qualifying different people that maybe make a little bit more than that. I'll give you an example. This is a credit qualifying loan, meaning that whatever I put on my application, Florida Housing is going to take as the income. So if I have a borrower who makes $100,000 in salary, but maybe he makes $25,000 in overtime, so that's more than is allowable under the program. If I can qualify him under just the $100,000, I don't have to consider the $25,000 in overtime.
Okay.
So it's a way to maybe get some guys, you know, that customer that says, man, I don't feel rich, but they tell me I make too much money to qualify for anything. That's some of the stuff we can do, and it's not necessarily family income. So say you've got one borrower who makes $100,000 and the other makes $75,000. If I can qualify you on just the $100,000, I don't have to include the spouse's household income into the loan. So that's another way to get people in under the program.
Fabulous. Well, we've got a lot of homes to sell through Paul Sims. We've got homes through Vance Now. We've got new constructions, Billsman Manor. All the homes, what Steve is talking about, we can qualify you under this program. Just simply give us a call. The number's on the website, newbuilthouses.com. Again, newbuilthouses.com. Call us. We'll get you in contact with Steve. We'll take good care of you. And thank you so much for tuning in to this episode.
Thanks, Roy.
Thank you.